Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is Trading Sniper daily analytical report. This is daily analytical report where we will try to look for decent trading occasions, and we will analyze the market from the fundamental and technical point of view. So let's start. First, as always, we need to start with the macro calendar. And macro calendar on Friday is interesting. Is busy. We got trade balance data from Germany, the biggest economy in Eurozone. We got CPI from China. CPI from China was much better than expectations. We had interest rate decision from Japan without any change. In 27 minutes we'll have industrial production, manufacturing production for UK, so watch out for the higher volatility on British pound. And non-farm payrolls. For new traders, non-farm payrolls was not long time ago the most important data for the traders for many years. Since recession in 2007-2008, non-farm payrolls became the most important data because everybody wanted to know if the job market is creating jobs, is the recovery strong, is the recovery even happening. So everybody was looking at non-farm payrolls. So it was like a feast for forex traders, first Friday of the month, when non-farm payrolls are presented. But most recently, everybody knows that we do have a recovery. Everybody knows that we recovered from this recession in 2008. So now it's not about that, because those numbers are pretty obvious. Currently, the attention shifted towards inflation. Why inflation? Because inflation is the main number that central banks look at when they decide about interest rates. Previously, we didn't look at interest rates because they were ultra low, and we knew that they're gonna stay low for a long amount of time. But now we are monitoring inflation and interest rates because economy is very strong in many countries, and actually there are some worries here about the potential overheating of the economy. So that is why, and to prevent overheating of the economies, central banks increase interest rates. And inflation is one of the most important factors for the central banks when they decide about interest rates. So attention shifted towards inflation, but still it's like a non-farm payrolls were with us for many years, so it's like a sentiment for traders, but this number loses meaning. A few years ago, non-farm payrolls had huge volatility when they were presented. Now it is not so important. It is more from the sentiment than actual meaning of the non-farm payrolls. Because even if the non-farm payrolls will be weaker, nobody will say like, oh, we stopped the recovery or the economy is crashing. No, it will most probably will be a one-time thing because of the weather or something. Like we had many explanations that few years ago we had bad non-farm payrolls, and they were easily explained by the weather. Apart from that, we do have a normal data from the job market for the Canadian dollar as well. Yesterday we had interest rate decision from ECB, We had also press conference. Traders are not happy with the outcome, and currently euro is going down on many crosses, on almost all crosses, but you will see that a bit later, as on Friday we need to see the calendar for the next week, because you want to know what is going to happen next week if you want to open a position, for example, now. So next week, as I said, CPI, inflation. This is inflation, and it will be presented for US on Tuesday. So very important data. On Wednesday, we will have retail sales from United States, industrial production from UK. Thursday, interest rate decision from SNB, National Bank of Switzerland, GDP from New Zealand, and on Friday, inflation from Eurozone. So next week, not many numbers, but very important numbers. So all attention will be on Tuesday, inflation from US, and on Friday, inflation from Eurozone. That's where all the attention will be shifted. So now let me show you the charts. First we'll start with euro dollar. Here you can see this movement from euro. Traders are not very happy with the outcome of the press conference statement, and the price went below important support on 1.2360. That changes the sentiment, because price being above meant a positive sentiment. Now price being below means that we should test the gray area. Soon. Now, risk to reward ratio, well, 70 pips stop loss, potential stop loss, 130 pips potential take profits, which creates a quite good risk to reward ratio. So potential profit is twice as big as a potential loss. Some traders may say it's interesting. Euro to New Zealand dollar created a false breakout pattern here, and that is a strong sell signal. Unfortunately, we are very close to the uptrend line, so the potential target for this is really low. It's 60 pips. So in terms of the risk to reward ratio, that's not the best trade that you can make, because selling here, you need a stop loss here and a potential take profit here. So potential profit is lower than the potential loss. That's definitely not the way how it should be done. When you trade, how you should trade is you should always aim for the bigger profits, risking a little amount of money. Next one is gold. Well, not the best situation for the buyers, because we didn't manage to break this resistance on $1,340. We didn't manage to defend this horizontal support, but we are still above the long-term support on $1,307 per ounce. As long as we stay above, the sentiment is positive. We also do have an uptrend line here, but even the breakout of the uptrend line will not cancel the positive sentiment here because it's all about this horizontal support. It is very important, and yes, most recently, but I remember it being important here also. This is the time when I traded gold very often. So it was a resistance in May 2016, in June 2016, then support, and it was the area of $1,306, $1,307 per ounce. So it is a very important level, and as long as we stay above this level, the sentiment is positive. And as you can see, the main uptrend line still has a lot of space here. British pound to Japanese yen. That's what we said, that this bounce from this horizontal resistance, which seemed very important, this bounce is not convincing. This is not a good situation for sellers. If sellers would be about to take over the control here, the bounce from this resistance should be much stronger. But it is not. So actually we do have a high chances for a comeback above the above the orange resistance, and once we will have this comeback, once the price will close above the orange area, we will have a buy signal on British pound to Japanese yen. Not created by a major bullish situation, but just because of the false breakout pattern, false breakout below the support. British pound to American dollar, so popular cable. I just would love to see the price here, and luckily they didn't break this resistance here right now, but they are making lower lows and lower highs, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Maybe we'll see lower low here. Bullish price action here will be an ultimate buy signal for the British pound to American dollar. New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar. Here I'm just waiting for the price to touch this pink resistance. We have very big chances of the price getting there. There's an uptrend, price making higher highs and higher lows. Maybe after a small correction here we should go higher, but the price is respecting horizontal levels, like with a great respect. Look at that. Almost very accurate, which makes it a good situation for the short-term traders, because it's 120 pips profit, potential profit, 30 pips stop loss. If you want to be more safe, it's 80. If you want to risk a little bit more, stop loss can be here. Yeah, it's at least profit here potentially can be at least 3 times bigger than the potential loss, which is quite a good situation. American dollar to Singaporean dollar, still locked in this pennant formation. We are waiting for the breakout from the pennant. And breakout of those and the green resistance triggers a buy signal. Breakout of the lower line here triggers a sell signal. Silver still in a sideways trend. Boring situation. As long as we stay above There is no sell signal. As long as we stay below, there is no buy signal. So we just have to wait for the breakout here. Euro to British pound. Well, in my opinion, it's not the, I don't like this, how this price is moving right now, but I'll try to be as fair as possible here. Okay. That's a head and shoulder formation. That is a neckline. That's a head and shoulder formation on a horizontal resistance, which also can be the false breakout. This is a horizontal support. So let me say like that. As long as the price do not close below here, there's no sell signal. But once the price will close below the orange area, there will be a major sell signal on Euro to British pound. And that will be quite a strong signal, and I would be interested in jumping into this position. American dollar to Swiss franc. And yes, that's what we said, that there is a potential. We notice this potential here, that there can be inverse head and shoulder pattern, and the inverse head and shoulder pattern emerged on the chart right now. The price did not break this neckline of this head and shoulder formation, but much smaller, so we can delete that, and this scenario is happening. So what is that? That is a beautiful left shoulder head and a right shoulder formation. We got a breakout of the neckline. We got a breakout of 38.2. To make it more precise, we have to adjust this line to the current market conditions, like that. And this line is super important. It was with us in 2015. October, then support in 2016, then support in 2017. Okay, obviously it's much bigger area, right? As you can see here, this support has for 50 pips around, but we need to adjust it to the recent market conditions. Trend line. But this is a decent formation. I like it. Here, here, here. Especially that we have this false breakout below this horizontal support. So the price came back above this. But, well guys, if it has to be a major reversal, you still can allow yourself to wait a little bit. Because now we can have a small reversal here, and maybe buying on this support will be a good option. Not yet. Positive sentiment will be denied once the price will break this. Okay, let me change the color. Once the price will break the red line, the buy signal will be denied. Because there is a buy signal right now on American dollar to Swiss franc. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, still sideways trend, not interesting, but we are waiting for the breakout. Breakout here, either of orange area or gray area, will be an important sell or buy signal on this instrument. WTI, still nothing, still sideways trend as well. Now we are close to major support, so maybe buyers will find it interesting to buy here, but not me. FTSE and DAX, where's my precious DAX? DAX looks much better, FTSE looks a bit worse. but still alright. Still there is no sell signal. As long as we stay above this horizontal support, the sentiment stays positive. But DAX, why DAX looks better? First, let me, well, you know that because I'm talking about that every day, but that's what we do. So DAX defended 11,900 points. DAX created a bearish, bullish engulfing pattern on a daily chart. Then the price made higher highs and higher lows, but for some time we stopped on a resistance here. Support, support, broken support becomes resistance, 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 resistance. We broke this yesterday, which triggers us a buy signal, and now what we are having is the price testing the closest resistance as a support, the recent resistance as a support. I never use M15, but in the short term there is a support here. So breakout here, that will be a super negative sign. That will be a sell signal in the midterm. But defense of this blue area, so price bouncing from the blue area, will be a decent buy signal on DAX. New Zealand dollar to American dollar, we are very close to the buy signal. Once the price will break the blue area, let me do it like that. Once the price will break, okay, to be precise, the blue area will have a buy signal here. Australian dollar to Canadian dollar. Yes, so almost. Impulse equality pattern. We didn't make it, we almost make it. One impulse was almost the same as this one, and we wanted to see the same as this one. Okay, so this impulse was 300 pips. This one was 300 pips, well, 305. And this one was 350. So almost we made 3 the same upswings in a row, but we didn't. But it seems like it's too much and the price will drop here, and this will be an awesome occasion. So if you will see a bullish reversal pattern here, like a hammer, bullish engulfing or something like that, that will be super strong buy, and I will be watching this pair very closely. S&P 500, well, for me that kind of movements are not tradable at all. Obviously, Americans, they don't need technical analysis to trade. They just buy everything and everywhere and every time. So yeah, from the technical point of view, I don't see anything interesting on this pair. On American dollar to Japanese yen, I'm super happy because here for the past few days, I'm telling you that that we are losing bearish momentum on American dollar to Japanese yen. Price is not going down, is not convincing me with the bearish sentiment, and that's actually what happened. So we defended horizontal, well, there was no support here, but it was just too much for the price to go down, and we broke first resistance, we broke the midterm downtrend line. So now we do have a chance for a bullish reversal from the top to the bottom. Let's check the potential targets for the reversal. 38.2 is close, 23.6 is close. Fibos, we will see if the price will move with Fibos, but the first potential target is this horizontal resistance there. American dollar to Canadian dollar is very close to trigger sell signal. We already made an attempt to break the uptrend line, and now we're gonna aim for the horizontal support. Once this support will be broken, we will have a major sell signal on American dollar to Canadian dollar. We will see. Bitcoin, yes. I'm sorry for the Bitcoin owners. We were yesterday here, 8 here, and I was telling you that as long as we stay below 10,000, we should see the test of 8,700. That's what happened. We are testing 8,700. Well, we tested that and we broke this. So now, what is the target, guys? The target is 6,000. 6,000. Why? Because it was a resistance here, support here, support here. So price breaking the resistance shifts our attention towards the next support. And the next support is 6,000. Simple as that. As long as we stay below 11,000, there is no buy signal here whatsoever. So that's the situation on Bitcoin. And dollar index, last but not least, yes, we do have a nice reversal here, a breakout of this horizontal resistance. Maybe I can remove those Fibos because they are not respected, so there is no point having them on the chart. Let me check if we are respecting this resistance. Kind of. That can be considered as a false breakout above this resistance. Wait, because I do see some, I do see a nice pattern, but probably it's in a small time frame, which I don't like, as you know. But that's a nice short-term head and shoulder pattern. I don't believe I'm on M15. I don't always, I never go there. But I just noticed it, that there's a potential for this. Breakout of the red line, M15 closing below the red line will be a strong sell signal, strong short-term sell signal on the dollar index, so a negative sign for the American dollar. So that's it, guys. I'm especially happy that our analysis for Bitcoin is happening. So we are very well. Maybe that won't be very modest and humble, but we are very good in analyzing Bitcoin. I'm very happy that the price moves technically on Bitcoin, which makes this instrument user-friendly. Thanks very much, guys. And now we'll have a half an hour break, and after that we'll have a webinar about technical patterns and candlestick patterns. So I hope you will all... I will see you on this webinar because it will be super important and it will change your trading game for sure. Thanks very much. In the meantime, visit our Twitter account and our website, outparty.news.